there, Sir from 17 once again. This is a balls deep of a game by the name of Mirage, Rainblood Chronicles. So this is a game that came out in 2013 and is available on Steam. I'm not too sure if it made it to any consoles, it'd be nice if it did. And you may be wondering what the hell it is. Well, hopefully this video will be able to explain a couple of those things as we continue where I were when I last played. Which is to say, I'm not too sure where I was because it's been a while since I played this game. You may wonder what this game is like. A lot of people compare it to Devil May Cry. I'm not too sure why they do that. Personally, that doesn't make too sense to me. Ooh, interesting. This is running at 144 frames per second. Hopefully that's not going to kill my machine. So, the Luo City Sewers. Where is Yinling taking us? I can't say for sure, but it's bound to be one step closer to unravelling the mystery of Mirage. Sigh. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Don't forget to bring back more gold. So, that was a brief introduction to some of the narrative elements of this game, but essentially we play as these two people here that you can see on the screen, the guy with the purple robes and the guy in the black robes. Each character plays slightly different to the other, with mechanics, and the game is essentially a side-scrolling, you could call it Metroidvania-esque title, that features in-depth, two-button combat, heavy, lights, combination of both cancels and special moves, and the focus on it is style and doing ridiculous juggles and things. So mechanically, the combat is really, really fun, with a lot of great features to it. Here we can check on changing certain items, buying things. There's a slight RPG aspect to it where you can get, you see all the currencies in the top right there? Each one of those pays for different things, from your skills to things you can equip to give you more power, to things of that nature. And this is your interim area between levels, and then you go in the levels with the stuff that you equip here. It must be said, guys, I started this game on the hardest difficulty available, and it was a bit of a mistake. To merit the game's difficulty as challenging is challenging for the wrong reasons. It feels, in as much ways that a lot of Devil May Cry's feel, that it is a game that is balanced towards upgrades and abilities that you do not have. Until you play through the game once, of course. The checkpoints are not kind. They are brutal slogs of just insane gauntlets. There are moments where you have to fight 30 dudes in a row before fighting a boss that can two-shot you. So it's very, very harsh in its difficulty, but of course you don't have to play on this difficulty from the beginning. I'm just a fool, and sometimes it bites me in the bum. But without further ado, let's show you a little bit of the game, shall we? If you don't know what Balls Deep is a series where I essentially dive into games both new and old, and I give you a little insight into what they are, and show you some mechanics, show you what I think of them, how I feel about them, and you can judge them yourself and pick them up accordingly if you like them. But this is weird, because when you click that option, it lets you do this with only one of the dudes. It lets you do this two-player mode where I think you can fight each other. It lets you train, which is a cool idea, and then it lets you do the story. So we'll click the story. It lets me pick difficulty here. I'm on Executor, I think that is, Executor, however you want to say that. And of course there's Night Slayer, which you unlock once you beat the game. But I streamed a little bit of this game, and some people thought it looked cool, some people thought it looked kind of shitty. There was kind of mixed emotions. If you look at the bottom, each one of those symbols represents a level that you can replay. You'll notice I get all the best ranks in this game with my stacking of ease, 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 ease. And then of course this is the next level. But the one thing that stands out immediately is the artwork. This is a beautiful game that's got a very stylized look to it, and I completely adore it. But let's pick this level, shall we? And let's see where this takes us. Can I not pick that level? Have I not done that level? Oh no, sorry, this is the next level, the sewer. The ancient sewer, wet, complex, and deep. Deep. Balls deep! But the game loads pretty quickly. It's going to be sexy at this frame rate, I assume, or it's going to make me die. I believe that we are listening to Chinese, because this is a Chinese-made game. I don't know if that's Mandarin or Cantonese. I'm not that cultured. Oh, interesting. It's now gone back to 60. So that last bit was 144 in that menu, and then this is 60. So the controls are very responsive, very simple. You can move left and right. You can jump. If you press X, you'll get a slash. If you press Y, you'll get a heavy slash. If you press X until the end, you'll do this combo. At any point of that combo, I can convert that with Y to do something different. So as you see, he can do all kinds of... I don't think you can do it after that. See if we can do it before he does the jump. No, he doesn't. And then in the air, I think it's the same. And I've got to move in the air where I come down on my sword, which is like a helm breaker. Like that. You can charge your attack on the ground, and it'll do that. You can let it go at any of the flashes, and it'll do a different interim of charge. Which is a very powerful move. When you press B, it swaps character. And you'll notice in the top left, you see that kind of arrow that's filling up with the liquid, or the colour? That's the time limit I have on the cooldown for swapping between the characters. I didn't mean to swap characters, but that's what you can do. You can't swap back quickly, so there's no juggling between characters, but you can do a crazy combo with one, and then swap to the other one and continue the crazy combo with him, which is pretty much the advanced level play on this. If you look on the top left, you'll notice that the screen is filling on the face profile. It's kind of got that blue effect. When that gets to the fullest it can be, you can unleash an ultimate attack, which kind of kills everything on the screen and does massive damage. So that's what I wanted to do. I don't think you can block in this. You can crouch in this game. I just swapped characters again by accident. Motherfucker. God damn my stupid brain. So I'll show you the base combos with this guy. So his X combos, he does that. His Y combo cracks the screen when you do it, which is kind of interesting. That's 1X, 1Y, does a stinger, very useful for chasing people down. 2X's, 1Y leads into that massive, like, spectral sword. That's another screen cracker. And I think you can follow these moves up. The second one, that, boom, yeah. If you press Y after the big sword, you can follow it up with a strong move. And in the air. Really good for chasing people down in the air or moving them to an area you can control. And then if you hold up on the analog and press attack, you'll do a launcher. And if you launch people, you can follow them up and do some sexy damage in the air, which is really, really cool. This guy does not actually teleport like the other character. This guy has a blocking technique, but to do it, you have to have spectral swords, and this is another area where the game is reminiscent of Devil May Cry. So if you hold right trigger while you press X, you will summon swords. I think you can have 4 of them. And when you've got 4 of them, you can double jump off the swords to get extra height with this character, which is kind of cool. And also, if you hold right trigger and you press up, you will block, and you'll use them as a shield. And whenever they're facing upwards like that, you cannot take damage. So this guy is incredibly defensive and very powerful for it, but you can also be offensive with him. And of course, if you attack with them, the swords go out and they do their little all-directional damage. Additionally, if you launch somebody when you've got the swords will prop him up. And you can jump up and then continue with combo, swap to the other guy, do something crazy, come down, and do big damage. The combo potential in this game is really, really cool, and it's the biggest draw. Unfortunately, everything else is a little bit lacking, which we're going to get into once I show you a bit more gameplay, but I want to show you this guy. So, instead of blocking, this guy has a teleport, where you hold the right trigger and you press any direction, and he will teleport in that direction. If you teleport as you're being hit, you'll do a counter attack, which does a full screen counter to anything. It's absolutely incredible, and does massive damage too. Additionally, with this, you can be like, bang, 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 launch, and then after the launch, you can follow them with the teleport. Or you could even do, like, knock them away with that, or something like bang, and then you can cancel the hit into something else. I think you can anyway. Maybe it's got to be when you hit an enemy. But you can do cancels of your moves in midair to dodge to the other side of an enemy and continue a combo, and there's a lot of precision on cancelling moves and things. There's a lot to the game, and I really, really like the combat. I just think that it's set up in such a way that the game doesn't really allow you to enjoy it, because there's so many enemies being bitches, basically. Instead of throwing 1 or 2 enemies at you... Oh, that hurt. See if I can show you the counter. Too slow. Can I not do it to you? I don't think I can do it to it. Maybe not. Thanks. But the balance on how many enemies they throw at you, and the enemies knock you out of the sky, so if there's a lot of them and you try and launch somebody to be stylish, you're not safe in the sky, so they just knock you out. It seems to do everything in its power to stop you from being stylish. And I really don't like that. And of course, a lot of this could be me just being not very good at the game and not understanding how to play it and things, but it kind of feels like it's a game that needed more finesse on the individual encounters. And it leads it to moments where I personally feel like the bosses are the most fun aspect, but some of the bosses have got enemies with them, and when the enemies are with the bosses, they become very miserable. But there's an incredibly overpowered thing you can do with the other character. I could dodge through these, but I'm using this opportunity to take the game slow and talk to you, kind folks. Can I get up here? How do I get in there? This game has secret rooms, as you can tell. Like, that looks like a secret room there, doesn't it? Can I, Oh, here we go. Nope. Do you think it's that? Opens up some kind of secret? I don't know. Let's have a see. Oh, that just turns that dude back on, doesn't it? Oh, what? I thought I could run past that, and then that looked weird. I'm not too sure, but the art style is really nice. If I have one criticism, I don't think there's enough bold on the outlines of things in the background to differentiate between foreground, background, and specific details. I think it could have done with a heavier touch, but I really do like the kind of haziness to it. Like, do you see the line of this thing I'm standing on? That should be thicker to me to distinguish itself from the background. It comes off as a little bit blurry sometimes, but it still looks really fucking nice, I think. It's a very pretty looking game. Can I jump on this? I can. Maybe this lets me go back the other way. Oh, interesting. Bad people. So this is the combo. This is the counter technique. And I can do it to arrows, and I can do it to these guys as well. That was it there. I dodge just as he attacks, and then I press Y. Whoa, I couldn't launch him. Into my ultimate. And I got my S rank and the crazy screen effect that Nemesis really doesn't like. Whoa, that guy's alive! That was a nice counter. Another nice counter to counter that guy. I have no idea where I am at this point. Counter there on that, get the S rank. Counter the alchemist throwing bombs because he's a big bitch. Try and kill the mimic, but I can't. That went okay. What I was trying to do is launch somebody into the sky so I can do the into the hit and then the dodge, and it wasn't working. I have a move where when I launch, if I press Y afterwards, I can do like an awesome looking aerial juggle, and then after that you can either jump and hit them and knock them away, or you can teleport towards them, and then in midair when you're doing this you can do the helm breaker thing, pop them back up, smack smack smack, change to the other guy, smack smack smack, special, cancel, special, smack again, and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh, this looks like the way to that bit that... What is this? Oh, interesting. Ooh, spooky. What is this? Do they have challenge rooms in this game? Oh no, this is storyline. There's something written on the wall. The impatient observe time as it flies by. The greyhead will bring Mirage to... Whoa, that's fast, dude. Sentimental murderous look spreading around. I'll have to be quicker. Next time for Bloodwords. It seemed like there's a shock tape. Well... What the hell is that supposed to mean? We don't have time for this. Something bad happened here, I can feel it. Tragic Affair trophy unlocked. Is this game a sequel and we somehow referenced the first game? What the fuck does that command mean? Apparently that's press X in Mandarin or whatever. But you pick up the consumables, and you pick up all the credits. That right there is a healing item, but you know me, guys. I don't fuck with that shit. It's not my jam. Oh, wow, big guy. Please don't be anybody else. Then we can try and style on you. Hobbledone Crone, you've had a revenge, so why do you continue to haunt me? Who is this guy? What's this nutjob talking about? No, of course, he's not on his own. They never are. Ow. See what I mean, though? When there's like a million things on screen, it's really hard to tell who's attacking you, when you're being attacked, and... yeah, that was me getting fucked, if you didn't know. Let's continue from the last checkpoint. This game uses an interesting revival system, so when you die during a fight, you can just pick yourself back up where you left off, but it uses a consumable that you have to then buy back. And I'm going to show you the worthless checkpoints of this game now. So, this is completely before I did any of those big fights on that bridge in that corner. And because it didn't give me anything interesting, I'm going to fuck it off. But do you see what I mean? I got bummed really quick then. And by the way, if one of your character dies, you both die. So you want to swap your characters out when they get weaker. But I've not played this in quite some time, so you're not going to see any really interesting play from me. This is the worst enemy in the game for me, personally. Because we're in a room where I can't jump out of their range, and all they do is teleport and do pussy attacks. That was an example of a cancel, but because the room is so restrictive, I couldn't go any higher to prop him up. But you get the example of it, and the good news is, this is one of those combat systems that the more you play, the more creative you'll get, and the more you'll, you know, do crazy stuff and really truly appreciate it. So if this looks like something that you like, you can pick it up right now, and it's probably like maybe $10 or something, maybe less. Maybe there's a sale on and this game's in it. And it's long too. The levels are a good 30 minutes long, from my experience. They're challenging. It's always challenging. Be under no illusion. Is this where we came from? Yeah, I think that's where we came from. But as I've mentioned, I do not recommend starting on the difficulty I'm on, because you just do not have the tools or the experience to really put up with some of the bullshit the game's going to throw at you. And you can do it, because I've done it, but it's not fun. And this game is meant to be fun. You know, games are meant to be fun, fundamentally. Oh, okay. Is that faster? That's one of those traps, isn't it? There's a save point. Is it proximity based? It doesn't shoot. That was a pellet of Nirvana, so those are the things that you can continue with. And I found one then just naturally in the level, which is nice. But you either like these kind of games or you don't. The one draw of this, you might be asking yourself, well, Chris, why should I pick this up when there's a million games like this? The only reason I can give you is that this has the best combat of any of them I've played personally. And I don't usually play these games too much, so I'm not the best judge of them. Can I launch again? No, I can't. Oh, I couldn't quite catch him. This guy's cool though. I like this guy a lot. Shit, hit me. You need to prioritize the alchemists because they're dickheads. Oh no! Got him. I love that counter. Full screen counter because of the teleport. It's insanely overpowered. But you see what I mean when I say that the amount of encounters and the enemies that you fight at once is a little bit... I think it's too much, personally. You do have the tools to deal with it, and you can get used to it, but it's hard to have too much fun outside of being really good at the game, and right now I just don't know how to play this game. I just like pretending to do big combos and hopefully getting better at doing big combos. But I wanted to share it with you folks because I know there'll be somebody that's like, I need to play this game. There might be some of you that think it looks like a piece of shit, and that's fine too. But that's a really cool way of skipping a lot of bullshit. Because if I hold the direction on the analog, when I come out of those counters, I do actually get some influence over where my dude respawns, so I can do that. So that's pretty clever design just then, I like that. Hi dude. There's some problems with detection when people are at the side of you. I'm going to show you a super overpowered technique with this guy. If you hold the right trigger and you spam attack, you'll summon swords. And if you hold up, you will be perpetually shielded and unable to be damaged. It's not the nicest thing to watch, and it's 100% survival when you see it, but it's really effective against bosses, so use it. Especially against these bitches. They can fuck off. Look at that, this dude's super fast. But it feels good, you know, that's my main interest in this game. A game that feels good, that's nice to play. Once again, your opinions might differ on how you think the game is designed when it comes to set pieces, when they throw enemies at you, when they don't give you very generous checkpoints, when they have you taking on 50 dudes in a row for no real reason other than just fuck you. But I think that it has a lot of merit, as much as I do think it's, you know, outside of the combat, I think the game is kind of average. You know, the artwork is great, the technicality of the mechanics for combat are fantastic. Everything else I wish was a little bit better, but there's a lot of depth here, there's a lot of replay value. You've got boss rush, you've got extra difficulties, you've got all the equipment and the different stuff to equip to make your life easier. Let's put some swords up and then completely lose them. Oh, big guys. It can be juggled. This is this guy's special. He sends out a bunch of the summon swords, and sometimes it's really good, other times not so much. Oh, I couldn't keep him juggled. He got iframes then, and I couldn't juggle him at all. Which is unfortunate. I'm getting poisoned. Stop it. There was a nice counter. There's my ultimate. There's a nice counter. Let's hopefully kill that bitch off. There goes him. That was a big fight, and I'm nearly dead. So the challenge is up there if you're looking for challenge. See you guys. I landed on it. And I'm dead. So we'll get to see where the checkpoint is here, because you could revive, or you could see where the checkpoint was. And I'm going to bet that the checkpoint is not as kind as I would like it to be. You know, it's not too bad, but it's still a big fight away. Oh, nearly. That was an example, though, of cancelling between your moves with the dash. And then doing the character swap. But, of course, I'm kind of rusty on how to do moves with this guy, so I'm not going to be doing the most interesting things. But it looked kind of cool, right? I think. And that's the whole point of playing this, I think. personally. It's to make things look cool. And that's where its greatest strengths are, I believe. There we go. Get him. You see what I mean, though? Oh, the juggling is so cool, and it's so creative, but I suck at it. And oh, the combat is so much fun. I just wish that the enemies were less. Here's a million dudes, and now I'm poisoned in a game where the poison does ridiculous damage. You see that? Let's revive just for the purposes of this video. Do not try to run through the poison, though. We learnt that the hard way. Right. There goes the archer. Can we go where he is? No, we can't. There we go. Yeah, this poison is fucking insane. You see what I mean? It's this game is kind of broken in a really bad way, but it's also amazing, and I think that gives you a really fair example of what it is. The combat is superb. The environments to do the combat are not as good as the combat itself. It's got a great art style. There's tons of challenge. There's tons to see, but it's also kind of bullshit and broken at times. There you go, guys. We dipped our balls into that deep ocean of gaming goodness. Thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.